Sidney Crosby is out for the next month, the trade deadline is 1 week away, and the Penguins might be about to reveal what they really think about their future. If they lose ground over the next 4 weeks, this season changes. But the deadline decision won't just tell us how they view this year. It will tell us whether management still feels obligated to push for this core, or whether the next phase has already begun. The Eastern Conference is unusually open this season. That creates opportunity. It also creates volatility. A short skid without Crosby could erase playoff position quickly. Dubas has to decide before he knows whether this roster can survive captain's absence. This isn't about panic, it's about trust. Does Dubas trust the structure enough to make it through March? To answer that, you have to zoom out. 18 months ago, Pittsburgh was structured like a contender, but aging like a rebuild. The previous regime tried to balance competitiveness with gradual retooling. The roster aged, the pipeline lagged, direction blurred. Dubas didn't immediately hard reset either. His first offseason leaned toward preserving the old window, a long-term commitment to Tristan Jarry, a multi-year bet on Ryan Graves, and the swing for Erik Karlsson. Then came the pivot. When Jake Gensel was moved, the philosophy changed. Asset accumulation began. Timeline control returned. This season was supposed to be transitional, developmental, patient. Instead, they accelerated. Despite expectations and logic, Penguins didn't regress, they climbed. Pittsburgh now owns one of the league's stronger records and a top-tier goal differential, without bottoming out first. That's structurally unusual. Ben Kindle stepped directly into the NHL and looks legitimate at 18. Yegor Chinakhov has slotted into the top 6 seamlessly after Dubas spent draft capital to get him. Recent picks Bill Zonen and Will Horkoff are trending upwards. This doesn't look like an aging team surviving on nostalgia, it looks layered, which makes Crosby's absence more revealing, not less. Pittsburgh isn't a capped-out contender clinging to one last push. Penguins project enormous cap flexibility this summer. They control 16 picks in the first 3 rounds over the next 3 drafts. Most teams spend to stay alive. Dubas corrected earlier mistakes and gained leverage doing it. He moved off Tristan Jarry's contract and turned it into usable pieces and future picks. He flipped surplus into Samuel Girard. He identified contributors like Anthony Manta, pacing near 30 goals, Justin Brazeau, producing efficiently, and Parker Witherspoon, evolving into a legitimate top-pair defender, all at modest cap hits. The goaltending picture stabilized with Stuart Skinner and Artur Shilov, while Sergei Murashov waits in the pipeline. Multiple players in their 20s are handling real minutes and driving results, at a combined cap hit of just above 16 million. The roster curve is trending younger without sacrificing the present. There's another layer to this. Dubas replaced Mike Sullivan with Dan Muse, a lower-profile hire that reshaped the team's pace and structure. Pittsburgh suddenly looks younger without being inexperienced. Rebuilds stall when coaching and roster timelines clash. Right now, they're synchronized. Crosby missing a month doesn't end the season, but it tests belief. If Dubas buys at the deadline, he's protecting position. He's saying this group deserves insulation and the standings matter enough to spend futures now. If he waits, the message is sharper. He either believes the structure can carry them through March, or he's prepared to let the standings sort themselves out, because this franchise is already building beyond Crosby's timeline. And that's the choice, not health, not emotion, philosophy. The current roster is built with optionality, and optionality changes how you approach a deadline. So watch what Dubas does. Not how loud the move is, but what it implies. If he trades meaningful futures for immediate help, he's declaring that this season still belongs to Crosby's window. If he resists, he's signaling that the overlap phase has begun, that the next pick matters more than forcing this one. That isn't disrespect to the veterans, it's succession planning. For years, Pittsburgh was stuck choosing between loyalty and logic. Now they don't have to choose from weakness. They're competitive, they're flexible, and they're asset-rich. Crosby being out doesn't define their direction, the response does. And in 1 week, we'll know exactly which timeline Kyle Dubas believes in. If this made sense to you, you're in the right place. This is iSense.